Our sport is somewhat of a dodgeball game. We have two tiny hurdle goals which you have to score in. If somebody gets hit by a dodgeball, they have to complete an obstacle course. The obstacle course starts off with the trampoline. First you have the trampoline to propel you up or over the box. Then you jump down on another mat and run towards a balancing beam. Then you try to walk or run across the balancing beam towards the zigzag arranged hula hoops. After you run across and put your foot in every single one of the hula hoops, you can run back into the game. Once your team is the first to reach 5 goals, your team has won.
This game relates to our country because we were once in war. We are a proud nation which constantly reminds tourists about Potenian conquest and victories. This is representing the Battle of Croatian Mountains. The Croatians fled from the battle through the mountains, which is, as said before, the inspiration for the obstacle course.
In 300 AD, the Potenians liberated themselves from the Roman Empire. And then, throughout the Middle Ages, the city of Chaldaean was a very big trading hub, and that attracted a family from north. And in 1687, a monarchy was established. This was called the Nikolov dynasty, and it lasted from 1687 to 1917. However, that was a small problem for Potens. It had very little access to the Adriatic Sea, and because of this, they couldn't really trade with other people. So in 1805, they decided to expand, and they conquered most of Italy's eastern coast due to sharing a common border, and also conquered the whole of Croatia because they also shared a border with Croatia. And then Potens had full access to the sea because of its huge empire, and built a fleet that even rivaled Great Britain's naval power. However, in 1861, with the unification of Italy, the Italians conquered back their land. And then, in 1862, Croatia followed and pushed the Potenians out of Croatia, except for a tiny peninsula called Istria, which remained under Potenian rule. The loss, Potens had become a very poor and backwater third world country because it lost so much money and so many men in the war. So in 1917, the Potenians had enough and decided to overthrow their monarchy. And so they killed the king and all his family. And from then to the 60s, Potens was a very unstable country due to so many political parties trying to take over. However, in the 60s, a party called the Royalists, who wanted to bring back the monarchy, went to war with the party with literally most of Potens because they didn't want the monarchy back. So in the 60s, there was a brutal civil war, which resulted in the non-Royalists winning. And from then, Potens has gradually started to rebuild itself, and now it's a peaceful and prosperous country.
As you probably guessed, sport has adapted over time, and the equipment has changed a lot. When Montempille first started, there were no big mats or trampolines, especially during the war when the soldiers ran in the mountains, and they certainly didn't have mats to fall on. Of course, before a game of Montempille, the national anthem of Potens is performed.